Mr. Henderson, we simply must reach an understanding. You've no idea what possibilities this opens for me.
Well, I'm no mind reader.
Mr. Henderson, may I have your word that you will do nothing unreasonable if I put away this gun?
Okay.
Thank you. I must administer my eye drops. My eyes are very bad, perhaps you've noticed.
I thought you might have a cold.
No, nothing so simple, unfortunately. Congenital weakness. There we are. Now, Mr. Henderson, my interest in all this is very sordid, I'm afraid. Money, to the extent of, shall we say, $300,000.
Oh, nice tidy little sum.
Half of that sum could be yours, Mr. Henderson.
You'll forgive me if I don't jump at such a handsome offer without knowing a little more about it.
I might have realized, I suppose, that mere lucre was not paramount to one of your position.
Let's leave paramount out of this.
Yes. But, Mr. Henderson, it so happens that I can put you in the way of quite a bit of rather special information about Sarko. I shall write several of them down for you here.
That's just fine. Write several of what down?
Names, addresses, places where you can discover what you want to know.
Okay, what's the catch?
Mr. Henderson, you must trust me.
What do you want?
I want very little. But when you've seen these people, and when what they tell you suggests that there is still more to know, come to see me. I've written that address down, too. Good night, and good hunting.
Well, by this time I was so obsessed with the thing that I actually set out to follow the itinerary of the rather sinister Mr. Edwards to the very letter. There was a man serving a life term at Sing Sing. His name was Cotten.
Well, it didn't used to be so healthy to talk about Sarko, but seeing he's dead, yeah, I know him pretty well.
Did you ever do any business with him?
Yeah, we had one little deal. He helped me in some business I had with Senator O'Malley. Remember him?
He was chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee during the disarmament conferences after the last war.
That's right, until 1927.
Was that the year you and Sarko had your business with him?
Oh, that's right.
That was the year he was assassinated, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was quite a coincidence, Mr. Henderson. Quite a coincidence.
Sarko, huh? I just hope he didn't die easy.
I don't think he did from the looks of him.
Maybe there is some justice after all.
Are you quite sure he was a drug addict?
Huh. How do you think I first learned to take the stuff? At the convent?
Here's one guy who might talk. I never seen him, but they called him Eddie the Greek. He used to hang around Doyle's gambling place.
Oh, you see, Mr. Henderson, it all turned out rather well from your point of view, didn't it?
In a way.
But there are a few little pieces of the picture still missing, eh? You see, that's why I dared hope that you'd come back to see me.
That's fine. What about Eddie the Greek?
Oh, yes, Eddie the Greek.
I hope it won't be too great a shock if I have the strong impression that Eddie the Greek is one of your pseudonyms, Mr. Edwards.
Oh, very good, Mr. Henderson, very good indeed. Yes, I have been called that on occasion.
Then what's the idea of the wild goose chase? You're supposed to know more about Sarko than anybody.
All in good time, Mr. Henderson, all in good time. At the moment, there is a rather more pressing matter.
No, is there?
Oh, yes. There is a little matter of the $300,000.
Look, I'm in a business where they pay pretty good dough, but nobody can earn $300,000 just overnight and be on the level.
But, my dear Mr. Henderson, there is no question of earning.
Okay. You tell me.
Well, it's really quite simple, Mr. Henderson. With the information you possess, together with the information I possess, there is a very liberal and sensible gentleman of my acquaintance who will give us $300,000.
Blackmail, huh?
Oh, but what possible objection can you have to the transfer of $300,000 from the pocket of one scoundrel to the pocket of another?
None, I guess, except that I just don't want to have any part of it.
Oh? Not even if it meant your coming into the possession of the final, and I might say the most sensational part of your missing information about Sarko?
How do I know you can supply it?
Oh, I have something here at my desk which I think you might consider sufficient proof. Oh, yes, here it is. A photograph. But before you look at the face, read the writing across the bottom, please.
To my good friend Gregory Sarco from Count Orlando Monticero.
He's a quite famous Spanish gentleman, except that lately he's been engaged in some really very subversive activity in South America. Another face, please.
But it's Sarco.
Rather, shall we say, it is the man whose body you saw at police headquarters. But are you positive?
Of course I am.
Would you be so good as to write a few words to that effect across the face of the picture?
Why?
Because I must be sure. And even on our brief acquaintance, Mr. Henderson, I know that you would not write anything above your signature that was not absolutely true.
Sure, if it'll make you feel any better, it is true. Here.
So, now you see it, Mr. Henderson. You saw this body, you alone, except for one or two police officers with whom I confess it is a little difficult for me to deal. And the body is not that of Sarco.
And the real Sarco?
Is alive and quite well, I'm happy to say, and here in New York.
How could I meet him?
Oh, you will meet him, Mr. Henderson, when he pays us the $300,000.
By this time, I had to go through with it. I could see the whole thing on film. What a thriller. I left everything in the hands of Mr. Edwards. A meeting was arranged, a hotel room, the hour 8:30. And there we waited for the man I'd traced all over the underworld of New York. The murderer, spy, dope peddler, Gregory Sarco.
Not nervous, are you, Mr. Henderson?
Aren't you?
A little. Yes, I must confess. Our visitor this evening is not what you might call an easygoing man. But we will not be murdered. No, we will not even be followed, at least not successfully.
Where do you go from here?
To my little apartment where you met me. It's the safest place in all New York.
You don't mind if I catch up on my notes while we wait?
Your notes?
My private file on Sarco.
Oh, of course. You know, Mr. Henderson, sometimes I fear that you might think that I've not been quite as candid with you in this matter as I might.
There are one or two little things, aren't there? Your own connection with Sarco, for instance.
Naturally, but I honestly believe that once you just... Will you stand by the door, please, Mr. Henderson? Open it when I give you the word.
Do you have to point that gun?
There will be no shooting. This gun is just in case. You may open the door now, Mr. Henderson. Come in.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Captain McNeil.
Surprised to see me?
Naturally he is. When an appointment has been carefully arranged for Mr. Henderson to meet the arch-criminal Sarco, and when that arch-criminal turns out to be none other than the illustrious Captain McNeil, naturally.
I sort of wondered how you managed to get yourself a part in this little drama, Mr. Henderson. Now I know.
Well, would you mind awfully explaining it to me?
If I were to tell you that I am not Sarco, but rather that your confederate, Mr. Edwards, is Sarco, would that help?
Oh, I'm truly sorry, Mr. Henderson. It seems my fate to be forced from one deception to another.
Then you are Sarco?
In a word, yes. You see, Captain McNeil would scarcely have acceded to my request if he'd not feared that a third and highly respectable party were also privy to our little secret. After all, there would be ways of dealing with Sarco, but a well-known motion picture director, that would be another story. By the way, Captain, did you bring the money, please?
I did.
How convenient to deal with a police officer who also happens to have a large private fortune.
Don't you want to count it?
Oh, I can see it's close enough.
Listen, Mr. Edwards. If you think you're going to get me to play cat's paw for you, you're...
Mr. Henderson, you forget that I have your signature on the photograph of that man whom the good Captain McNeil mistakenly killed.
You see where you fit into the picture now, Mr. Henderson?
And not a very pretty picture either.
Yes, it would be most inconvenient for Captain McNeil if it were known that he had accidentally liquidated the good Count Montressero, even though from a patriotic standpoint it is undoubtedly an excellent thing that he did. But there might even be international complications, might there not, Captain?
Mr. Henderson, if I'd only resisted the temptation to show you that body.
If only you had, Captain McNeil.
You'll forgive me, gentlemen, if I administer my eye drops. My eyes seem to grow worse as my fortunes grow better.
And you'll forgive me if I leave now? Perhaps someday there'll be another meeting.
It could happen. Yes, who knows?
Oh, your hat, Captain McNeil.
Thank you. Good night.